Jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, August 18th. I don't have any finished things to show you right now. I actually have been plugging away a little bit at my own project of doom lately. I finished embroidering another block. I now have, and I've been working on getting, washing off the markings and stuff, getting them trimmed up and sewn together. So I'm working on sewing I think it's my 4th row together, and I've been working on deciding on titles and marking and prepping for embroidery for the final row. So I'm excited about that. That's finally in the home stretch. My goal is to get that top done within the next couple of weeks, so we will see. That's what I'm going to shoot for. And I have taken a couple of half days here and there to try to make that happen, which of course then if I don't get it done by then, I can finish it over, I can hopefully finish the top over Labor Day weekend, which is the first weekend in September. So, yeah, so what did I do this past week? Something I did do that was fun. I've talked about this in previous years, but every year there's something called the Metro Stroll, Metro Shop Stroll, and there are 4 participating local quilt stores. There are actually more stores than that sell fabric, but for whatever reason they're not included in the stroll. I don't know if maybe they have to pay to be included in it or how that works, but there's only 4 included, and within that 4, 2 of them are in town. One of them is not too horribly far from me. One is pretty far up north, and then there's one in Edgewood, New Mexico, which is about a 30-minute drive. It's a 30-mile drive from my house, and the other one is in Corrales, New Mexico, which is northwest, and it is about the same, about a 30-mile trek each way. So I don't make it to either one of those stores necessarily even once a year, those ones that are east and northwest. And last year I didn't participate in the shop stroll. It was this past weekend, and I had all but decided I wasn't going to go. And then Saturday morning I got up and I said, you know what, screw it. After we're done with our errands, if I feel like it, I'm going to go do the stroll. So I did. I did it by myself. I started in Edgewood and then worked my way east and north and saved for last the shop up in Corrales because it's my favorite. And I don't know if you guys remember the baby sea animals quilt that I did for my boss's second son, but a couple of years ago. But I bought all the fabric for that at jewells68. I love that store. Anyway, so that I saved that one for last, and I bought, the first one is Busy Bee Quilts in Edgewood. I started there, and of course each store has, as part of the shop stroll, they each have a block that they design for the shop stroll, and then each shop does a sample wall hanging of all 4 blocks, and how they, and their particular layout, and each store sells a kit for a finishing kit. They sell kits for their blocks, and then they also sell kits that are finishing kits to do the whole wall hanging. And so they give away a free pattern. I didn't buy any of the kits because frankly none of these were really my bag, but I did, I'm not a big applique person. I don't know if I've ever really done applique with regard to quilting. I've put appliques on bags and things before. But this was their block. It's a hot air balloon, and it might actually be part of their row by row for New Mexico. I can't remember. I think it might be. But it has a river with the hot air balloon because we have the big International Balloon Fiesta every year. And I bought this gorgeous fat quarter. I don't know what this fabric is. They had it in multiple colors. In fact, I considered it for the castle fabric for Phoebe's Project of Doom, but I wanted blue and I wanted a darker blue, and they didn't have one. This was really the only blue they had, so, but I thought it was really pretty. So I got that. And then I went to Quiltworks. Quiltworks is a shop I go to fairly regularly because it's the closest to me. It's only like a 5-minute drive from my house. So I went there next, and I didn't buy anything because, again, I do shop there occasionally. So if I do buy stuff from the local quilt store, other than, say, Joann's or something, that's the one I go to. That one, or Quilts from the Heart. And Quilts from the Heart is closing at the end of this month, so I won't be going there anymore. The owner's retiring. So I didn't buy anything at Quilt Works. I did grab their pattern, which I believe was also an applique. Oh no, this is Southwest Decoratives. That's right. Quilt Works was a Sunbonnet Sue. It was a Sunbonnet Sue hot air balloon. So Sue is like the balloon, and then there's like the little basket and stuff underneath. It's really hard to see, but so there's that. So it was also an applique. They also had a one of the local sewing machine shops. The Janome dealer was there demoing machines. They're also a Tin Lizzie distributor, so I got to play with a Tin Lizzie a little bit there. Was really awesome, but I won't be spending that kind of money anytime soon. Next, I went to Southwest Decoratives. Southwest Decoratives actually teaches classes in. They have long arm machines that you can pay to use there at their shop, but you have to take their class and pass their class on how to use them, and then you can like rent time on the long arm machines to long arm your quilts. So their pattern was also this Dawn Patrol, and it was also appliques. Everybody did appliques this year. And these were, this is our Zia symbol, which is on the New Mexico flag, and then just a couple of other hot air balloons. Dawn Patrol is what they call the mass ascension that goes up at the beginning of the balloon fiesta every year. Right at dawn, all of the balloons go up at once, and it's amazing. There have been as many as like over 700 balloons all launching up into the air at the same time. It's pretty gorgeous. At Southwest Decoratives, I also entered a drawing. I paid a raffle drawing for our local Roadrunner Food Bank. A beautiful quilt that was kind of a jewel box quilt, so fingers crossed on that. And I also bought a 1/4 yard remnant of this beautiful purple tonal, because, you know, favorite color and all that. I can never have enough purple. Quilts68. I went there last. I browsed for a really long time. They always have a really good, you know, I've mentioned before, when I first started paper piecing, I bought scrap bags there, and they were like packed heavy, like over a pound, like 1.5 to 2 pounds, just packed full. And the scraps were like panels that maybe someone had cut one thing out of, or it might be like 1/3 of a yard of something, or might be as small as like a charm square, might be as big as 1/3 of a yard. So you never know what you're going to get there. I looked at their scrap bags, and they did have them. They've raised the price $2, so now it's like $8 for a scrap bag, and it has half as much in it. So didn't buy any scrap bags. I was very disappointed in that. They do have a great sale rack though, and they had a sale bin, and I bought the most adorable space panel, I'm assuming for a kid's quilt. It's very cute. Isn't that cute? Rocket ship, kind of futuristic, 50s futuristic looking with robots. Adorable panel. That was on clearance for $4. And then, and most of their panels, I never see them at any of the other stores, so they're pretty cool. And then they also had a packaged separately for $6. And it adds up to about 1.5 yards, maybe 1.25 yards of fabric, but it's all fabric that I thought went really well. So I finished everything up at Quilts68, and I head home. All the stores closed at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and as I'm pulling into the driveway just a few minutes after 5 o'clock, my phone rings, and it's Busy Bee Quilts in Edgewood, the very first store I went to that day. And lo and behold, I had won the door prize. Their 5 p.m., their last door prize of the day. They were doing a drawing every hour, and I won a $50 gift certificate. How exciting is that? And they have some really cool fabric there. The only reason I don't go there is because it's 30 miles from my house. So, and Quilt Works is, you know, a couple, like maybe 3 miles, 4 miles from my house. So needless to say, I don't go there very often. I will obviously now be going back because I have to go back and get my gift certificate, and I might as well go with a plan of something to buy with my gift certificate, like maybe a back for my Project of Doom. I haven't decided on that yet. Or possibly, or possibly just stock up on Fairy Frost, because they have the largest supply of Fairy Frost of any of the stores. And that's it for the quilt stroll. The only other thing I have to show you is, actually there's 2 things. I got a surprise in the mail the other day from Tweeloke, who actually I've never actually met. We really haven't talked or anything, but I've seen she's very active on Fandom and Stitches, and has hosted other quilt-alongs and things on there. And she's included, is the card in here? I saved the card and I don't know what I did with it. Darn. Maybe I stuck it in here. Anyway, she sent me just this surprise package. She got my address from Jennifer and sent me this cool zipper bag, and it's made from selvage, fabric selvage. How cool is that? All different kinds. Isn't that cute? And it's a zipper pouch, and it has a zipper on the inside. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a makeup bag or what, but it's great because it can hold all kinds of stuff. It's got 2 zipper compartments inside the big zipper compartment. And she even threw in a bookmark, soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur, from Big Bang Theory, because I'm a Big Bang Theory fan, and some beautiful little petite cuts, which are just gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but thank you so much. That was so amazing to get. And then the last thing I have to show you is I mentioned Quilts from the Heart, and that's actually kind of my go-to spot because it's very easy to get to from my work. And I've gone there before because they have a sale rack there where they sell fabrics for half price, and if you go in with a quilt top that you're doing for Project Linus, they will give you the backing up to, I can't remember, I think it was up to 2 yards or maybe up to 3 yards. Anyway, they would give it to you for free. They would help you pick out a backing for it, for your quilt top. Like, we're talking like, you know, baby-sized quilt. So maybe it was 1.5 yards. But anyway, they would give you the backing free. So we all like to, everybody in Project Linus was, you know, would like to shop there and support them. And they're going out of business because she's decided to retire, and so everything is on sale. But that's where I bought the fabric for the monkey quilt. And so that's where I bought the actual monkey fabric, the 1/4 yard fabric. And so I got my backing, which is this awesome green stars on a light like cream background, and my binding, which is this awesome red and white polka dot. So I'm very excited about that. Green stars to incorporate all the greens that are on the front, and the fact that the designs, the blocks are stars, and then a lot of the fabric is polka dotted, so I went with polka dots for the binding. So there's that. That's ready to go. I just need to get it, I need to get binding or batting and get it basted so that I can quilt it. And that's it. I hope everybody has a great week.